Today I'm going to give you a quick tutorial on formatting your paper using MLA formatting and style. I want to start off by saying that this website that I have pulled up on my screen is an excellent resource for any questions you may ever have about MLA. This is called Purdue OWL, which stands for Online Writing Lab. If you go to Google and type in MLA, it's going to be the first thing that pops up. So you don't have to remember that it's Purdue, you don't have to remember that it's OWL, but Purdue OWL MLA Formatting and Style Guide can be an extremely helpful resource to you. Okay, today we are just talking about the formatting of MLA. We are not talking about research. We are not talking about in-text citations. Those are all an important part of MLA that we will eventually discuss, but not today. Today we're just going to talk about how to make your paper look like this. Okay, what is on my screen right now is how MLA looks. Okay, so some things that should stand out to you right now is how much space this heading takes up, the fact that your page is double spaced, the fact that there is not extra space between paragraphs. Okay, what you see, what I just did is not correct. There should not be any extra space. Okay, so let's talk about how you would set this up from scratch. Okay, and just so you'll know, I do plan to print this off for you to have. The text on this page tells you how to set it up. Okay, but if I just start typing on this page without doing anything, this is not right. Okay, so before you do anything, you're gonna want to go to page layout. You're gonna want to go to margins. Margins in MLA is always 1 inch for every margin, and that is usually what has already been set up for you naturally by the program you are using. And by the way, I'm using Microsoft Word. I will talk to you about Google Docs momentarily. But you do want to just make sure before you get too far into this process. You need to be using Times New Roman 12-point font. And to make sure that you are double spacing, you're going to go where it says paragraph. You're going to click this little icon in the corner. Right now my line spacing says multiple. You need to change it to double, and you need to change it to where you have 0 points before and after. Okay, the way that was set up, when you've got 10 points after, like it had, that's when you get, you have a paragraph, you have a paragraph, you have a paragraph. I'm going to keep typing. Then when I hit enter and start a new paragraph, you may notice that there's slightly more space after I've hit enter. That is not what we are looking for. Okay, notice that there's not any extra space between paragraphs here. Okay, so this is going to be double, these are both going to be 0, and you should be good to go at this point. Okay, so let's take another look at our page that looks like it's supposed to. Okay, so your name is going to be first. Then you put the teacher's name, the course title, Okay, whatever that may be. That could be 8th grade reading, that could be 6th grade grammar, that could be American history. Whatever class you're writing the paper for, that is what you put there. And then where it says date, there is a specific format that you use for date. And I'm going to go back to our OWL, our Purdue OWL, to show you what that looks like. Look right here. You put the number for the day, then the month, then the year. Okay, so just as the example, I'm going to put 9 November 2016. So you will know what that's supposed to look like. Okay, that could, you know, whatever the date is, that's obviously going to change, but that is the format that we use for date in MLA. Okay, something else to notice. Look at this title. That title doesn't really stand out a lot, but that is exactly what it's supposed to look like. What I find is that most people, they want to make this bold, they want to underline it, they want to make it bigger because the title's supposed to stand out, or so we think. But in MLA, you do not do any of this. That title is 12-point font. It is Times New Roman. It does not get any special distinction besides that it is centered on its own line. Okay? So you'll see here, everything in an MLA formatted paper will be Times New Roman 12-point font with no other formatting whatsoever. Okay? Be sure you indent your paragraphs, but you do not double space between paragraphs. Okay, so I hit enter once. I do not hit enter twice for my paragraphs. Okay. And that's pretty much it. Oh, up here. Last name, page number. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and take this out so I can show you how to do that. You're going to go to Insert, Page Number, Top of Page, Right, and then you're going to need to type your last name in front of that number. This also needs to be Times New Roman 12-point font. Okay? It usually is not naturally. You have to change that. You notice that it was Cambria before I changed it. Make sure you change that so that it is also Times New Roman 12-point font, because everything in an MLA formatted paper will be Times New Roman 12-point font. Okay, so that is about it. That is what this right here is, what your page should look like. Now, some people may want to use Google Docs. In fact, the time may come, especially when we do research, where I want you to use Google Docs. The paper should still ultimately look like this, but formatting in Google Docs is a little bit different, so I do want to go ahead and show you how to do that as well. Okay, so this is what Google Docs looks like. Let me go back a little bit. So if you open up, if you're in your Google email, you're going to click up here on Google Apps and find Google Docs. Click that, and this is the page that you'll get, and you'll just click blank page, blank document. Okay, one thing that is really important is to go ahead and up where it says untitled document, put something to indicate to yourself what your paper is, or else when you go back to your Google Drive and you're looking for your paper, you're not going to be able to find it. Okay, but as for formatting, I'm going to go ahead and start typing, and I can tell right now that This is not double space. This is not Times New Roman. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going to change this. Well, yeah, there's Times New Roman. There's 12-point font. Okay. Page setup is different here. You're going to go to File instead of Format. Go to Page Setup. Check your margins. Again, most software, whether it be Word, whether it be Google Docs, is going to already have it set to 1-inch margins, but we always want to check. Hit OK. To change your line spacing, this is line spacing right here. You need to go to Custom Spacing, change line spacing to 2, which is the equivalent of double space. Again, make sure 0 space after paragraph. So paragraph spacing on both needs to be 0. And we should be good to go here. And you should be noticing that this looks like what we did a minute ago. You're going to hit enter, you're going to center, your title goes there, hit enter, go back to left aligned, hit tab, start your paragraph. And just so you can see, I'm going to keep typing. When I hit enter and start another paragraph, there's not a whole bunch of extra space after that paragraph. Okay. To get that last name page number in the right hand corner, you're going to hit insert, page number, this first option, and again you're going to type your last name in front of that number. Be sure and hit the space bar after the last letter of your last name. That really annoys me when the name and the number are there's no space between them. And again, you're going to have to change the font to also be Times New Roman 12-point font. And I think that's it. I think that will do it.